Okay, I hope you guys can hear me. I'm about to try to turn up my volume. Oh crap, I think I just took a picture. Alright, you know what? I'm doing this the wrong way. That's why I have my headset in. Duh. Sorry, y'all. Alright, let me see. I'm gonna press them a little bit. What is these pictures? Y'all, I'm figuring out something new with my little headset here. Okay. Alright, so it's taking pictures when you have your headset in and you're recording. Okay, something I learned today. Well, anyway, y'all have to excuse me because I'm working, I'm at my desk, and I'm talking. So, my channel ended up being about weight loss, is what I started it out with. Sorry, y'all. And over the course of the last couple of years, I've been saying, I want to add stuff to my channel. And I finally know what I'm going to be adding. What better thing to add than what a lot of people in America, more than what you guys know, almost like an epidemic, if you will. Almost like, you know how they say it's a conspiracy type thing, like literally, like for real. It's one of those type things that everybody needs to know. And I'm going to tell everybody that I can because I dealt with it for a very, very long time. And I will get to all that on another video because it will take forever to tell y'all about that. So I'm going to tell y'all about my little journey and all that good stuff with dealing with this on other videos because I'm going to be coming back more and more and more. I might make 2 channels. I haven't decided really yet, but we're going to start here. So today, this is what I'm going to cover with you guys. How to target red flags and signs that you're with a narcissist. I'm going to jump right into it because I don't want the video to go long and forever because a lot of times when you hear people's voices just going on and on and on, if you're like me, it's like, yeah, you'll listen, but when it just gets so long, it's like, okay, I'm done, unless it's something really, really interesting. But to me, this is not only interesting, but it's something to save your life. That's how I feel. So anyway, so signs and red flags that you're with a narcissist. Do not take this lightly. If you are with a narcissist, this is serious business. This is not something that I can't tell you to leave the person. I can't tell you to move on. The only thing I can tell you is I don't think it's healthy and I don't think it's what's best for you. I don't think it's what God has for you. Don't let the church tell you, this is normal. Don't let the church influence you to stay in it because no, the Lord does not want you in an abusive marriage. That's why his word says, he made a man to honor his wife, honor the church, love his wife as he loves as Christ loves the church. I think it says it as he loves the bride is how the Lord interprets it through the Bible. To love his wife as he loves himself. His wife is his crown. His wife is his glory. He that finds a good thing finds a good wife. I mean, there's so much scripture that the Lord goes in depth. You know what I mean? About how a man view your wife as the weaker vessel, not vice versa. Your husband should not be considered the weaker vessel. Yes, he can have weak moments, but he should not be the weaker vessel. So anyway, we're not going to get into that though. We'll get into all that on another day. If you're watching this channel and you're like, oh, she's getting so religious, please don't take it that way. Everybody has their own, whatever your own outlet. You might work out for yours. I have to do what works for me. And if God worked for me, I'm sorry. That's what I'm going to talk about. Because it truly did work. And I know God is real. So whether you believe that or not, that's you. But don't come on my channel, please, talking about, you need to stop being religious. The only thing I don't like is that she keeps talking about God, this, God, that, because I'm going to talk about him. I'm just letting you know. So don't get annoyed because, like I said, everybody has their own thing. You might paint, you know what I mean? But for me, this is what kept me sane. This is what got me through what I've dealt with. So sorry to make that all long. I wanted to get all that out, all of this, everything that I wanted to say on the beginning of the video, because I know I can talk. So, number one, how you can identify red flag signs that you're with a narcissistic person. And first off, let me just break down what a narcissist is. A narcissist is a self-loving person. They are all about self. They only love self. They can only be about self. They do not have any emotions, and they lack empathy. A narcissist most of the time uses people literally. It's like very demonic. They do not love the people that are in their life. They use them. They come off as this charming, great, nice, normal person on the outside, but behind closed doors, they are a completely different person. One of my main things when I was going through this that I always used to say was, this person that I was with used to pull the Mr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. Literally, like he had a Mr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. And nobody could see the Mr. Jekyll but me. The Mr. The hidden, him, would always stay covered up, would always stay hidden when he was around, friends, family, even my family. So, but a lot of times the narcissist will seclude you. They will cut off friends. They will cut off contacts, whether that be with your daughter, whether that be with a friend, whether that be with a family member in general. It could be with your parents, you know what I mean? Like they will make sure that they seclude you. They're not going to tell you, by the way. So don't ever look for a narcissist to tell you, I'm trying to seclude you. They're just going to do it. And they have a way of doing this. They're going to make you think that people are against you. They're going to make you think that people don't love you, that really do. And their goal is to get those people out of your life. And let me go over another part of what a narcissist is. A narcissist comes in your life literally to fake you out. They come in your life. What they do is they love bomb you. That's their first stage. The second stage is they ignore you. The third stage is they try to destroy you. And they continue it for as long as you let them. And it only gets worse and worse. It never gets better. Unless they really get like real help, it'll never get better. Now, the person that introduced me to this was my father, actually, who I truthfully didn't know my dad. I'm not going to lie. I didn't meet my dad till I turned 18. So you can tell I came from a broken home. A lot of times this is how you run into a narcissist. When you come from broken homes, and this is how a narcissist actually has the mental disorder that they have. It's because they came from a broken home too. A lot of times, but it has not been quote unquote said that this is the case or this is the reason that they have a mental disorder. Because a lot of people will say that narcissists can also have schizophrenic like identity or traits. Let me put it that way. Or they could be borderline, literally schizophrenic. For real. So anyway, but these are the warning signs, the red flags. Ladies, men, run, duck, cover, stay away. Literally, don't think it's going to get better. Don't think this person you can fix them. I'm going to get into this because it's a lot, like I said. So, I mean, I just feel so much better. I'm on a better journey because I know what I'm dealing with. I've been studying it. I've been, looking at spiritual, healing on it. And when I say spiritual, I mean godly, the only one God above, the only one way to heaven that I know of, which is the Lord Savior Jesus Christ himself. But anyway, number one, I'm gonna just go down my list. This isn't in no specific order, you guys, but let me jump into it. Number one, you're gonna feel confused, or if you're feeling confused, if you're feeling hopeless, a lot of times you feel depressed. Something's wrong, but you can't quite put your finger on it. A lot of times, like, you may even feel crazy, but something's up, like with your relationship, with your situation. Okay. And you're kind of just like, but if you don't know, if you haven't studied, if you've never been introduced to a narcissist, that's probably why you're on this channel. But you don't know what's going on, but there's something wrong, but no one has ever told you about this. Also, narcissists are like vampires. They like to feed off of emotion. So if you're with a narcissist, do not give them any kind of emotion. Literally, I mean this. Like, if you want to avoid these, oh yeah, that's the last. That's one of the phases they go through too, is rage. So they love bomb you. They ignore you, and then they go through rage, and then the last one is they try to destroy you. And then they repeat the cycle all over again. So if you want to avoid this, the best way, this is just a tip, which I'm going to go over this in another video, more of them. If you're in that relationship and you can't currently get out, if you're around a narcissist, dealing with a narcissist, if it's your parent, if it's a child, these are ways to avoid it. Low to no contact. Also, if you have to live with the person, or if you currently just cannot dismiss them out of your life, low contact. You need to start doing stuff to stay away from them. That's one big one. Second off, keep your head clear. Keep your head sane. Like, if you need to go to a recovery group for this crap, for narcissism victims and all that, go to it. If you need to talk to somebody that you can trust, that's a real friend that will not judge you, I mean a true friend that's been there by your side, that is not going to judge you, talk to them. Okay? Don't try to hold it in. If you feel like you're going crazy, you might need counseling. Because seriously, that's what a narcissist's goal is, to make you try to think you're crazy. Don't ask me why. There's no explanation for it. I don't know. But that's what they try to do. And I'm not making this up. It's not a game. If you guys I'm pretty sure you have heard of how the girls with R. Kelly was or whatever, and everybody had so much to say about that, and they were like, oh, they're crazy, they're this, they're that. You would never, ever, ever, don't even speak on that. If you're not a victim of a narcissist, or if you are not one of those women, don't speak on it. I mean, I take that junk really offensive, because you don't understand what those girls went through, and half of them are still brainwashed unless they get the proper counseling. And it can sound crazy to you. It can sound just as off the wall as nutballs, but they really were programmed to think and stay in that. And toxins, literally, it's not only a spiritual thing, it's a mental thing. You know what I mean? They did a spiritual soul tie with that dude. Their mind was discombobulated. He trained their brains. He met them at 14 and trained them. Just like the Bible tells you to train a child in the way that they should go, so that they will never stray, meaning in the Lord. Well, if somebody's training you up to do something bad, or, just like with witchcraft, or, to be a witch or do spells or cast, because there's really people out here that do this crap, whether y'all believe it or not. If you don't believe it, so what? Don't get on my channel with that crap. I know what I'm talking about. I've seen it for myself. So if you don't believe in it, and if you haven't experienced it, hey, then don't talk about something that you've never experienced, and you're just going off your judgments and you just don't believe it. If you don't believe it, I get it 100%. But if you have not experienced it, and you can't understand it, you can't understand something you've never experienced, is what I want to, get out there. So anyway, but yeah, so hold on, I'm sorry, you guys. Uh-oh. So, but yeah. So my whole thing is this. Back to what I was saying though. So you may feel some of these things. Let me go back over that again. You may feel confused. You may feel hopeless. You may feel depressed. You know something's wrong, but you don't know what's going on. You don't understand it. You just know that something is going on. Number 2, your spouse is always freaking disappearing, like Houdini up in this piece. Okay. Like he or she is supposed to be, somewhere, or they tell you they're going somewhere, but they always end up somewhere else. They never are where they say they're at. They 9 times out of 10, like, y'all could be sitting at home watching TV or whatever, all of a sudden they're sprinting out the door. You may even think this person is a crackhead because of how they do this. I'm serious. Like, they'll just leave in spurts. A lot of times they may leave for 2 days at a time. A lot of times they may leave for hours at a time. You will go searching for them and you can't find them, and they will, I'm gonna get to that part in a minute, but they will gaslight you. This is another tactic, and another way a red flag that you'll know you're with a narcissist. Gaslighting, that's a big one. But anyway, I want to get back on what I was saying. Like I said, you don't know. These are just some of the things that are red flags. Now, if you can identify with at least 5 of these, you may want to really do some study on a narcissist. Now, if you're only identifying with like 1 or 2 of these, then hey, you may not, because everybody in America is not a narcissist. But there are a lot more narcissists out there than what we know and realize. But anyway, I don't want to get on that. I want to stay on this. So another red flag, another sign that you're with a narcissist. You always feel like you're telling your spouse or significant other that they don't love you. So in other words, you always feel like you're not loved. You never feel like this person genuinely, truly loves you. Like never. Like you're always kind of like, they don't love me. You're always saying that. And even to friends and family, you have to literally make up a lie to your own self. You're lying to yourself, telling yourself that this person loves you. You should never have to lie for somebody to say that they love you. Like if a person genuinely loves you, you're not gonna have to sit there and make up reasons why. Well, they love me because they do this, or they love me because they had did that yesterday. They brought me some flowers. Oh yeah, they love me because they really did. They was crying the other day. Like these are. I mean, I'm not saying this is what's going on, but if you're telling yourself that, and you know for a fact you're feeling unloved. And genuinely, not like we're going through something in a marriage and this is just a spat and we can get over the hump. No, I mean, they genuinely like disrespect you. They verbally abuse you. They are mentally, physically abusing you. And you're sitting here, going, this person does not love me. This is not love. But something in your brain keeps saying, stay, stay, stay. It is love. You should not have to fake yourself out to make yourself believe the person you are with loves you. Period. I'm telling you, you don't have to do that. Real love is not abusive. Real love is not disrespectful. It can make mistakes doing that. So I want to make sure I clarify that. A mistake is something that happens maybe once or twice and it's changed. Not a continuous repeated cycle over and 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 over again. And you've given out what the Bible says, you've forgiven 77 times 1,000 and it's still going on. And you've peeped the cycle, like you've seen it and you're like, what the freak is wrong with this person? Why do they keep doing this? I cannot take this. These are warning signs. So another one, you're always giving this person, you're always giving in, or you're always taking an L, or you're always giving them what they want, almost just like your child. But you're never getting anything you want out of the relationship. You're lacking. You're unhappy. There isn't a give and take. There isn't a 100 in the relationship. It seems like it's whatever they say or nothing else. Everything's one-sided. That's another one. Number 4. They're always one-sided. They always say, listen to me, hear me out. I just want to be heard. Hear me. But every time they supposedly hear you, nothing that your demands or anything that you say goes noticed. Nothing changes. Nothing you want ever gets done. You know what I mean? If it's something so simple as to take out the trash, it never gets done. It's never given. It's never a give and take, a fair exchange. It's always just, and if they do something for you, it's just enough. It's limited. It's almost like they have a limit, or they're counting how much stuff they do for you. Another warning sign is if you're always tired. That's a big one. If you're always tired and your mind feels like you can never get a moment's peace, or you can't think. Now, this is the catch with that. You may actually have too much on your plate. But if you're in a relationship and the other person seems to always be getting their rest, they're always getting their sleep, for a fact they're not helping you. You guys have kids. You're doing majority of the work. You're running around. You got bags under your eyes. You're always half asleep. You're always running around like a zombie. You feel like a zombie. This is a big warning sign. And the goal of the narcissist is to keep you tired so that you cannot think straight and clearly and have a clear mind. Because if you're lacking sleep, your mind cannot think clearly, period. Literally, like you cannot think straight. So the next thing is that, bear with me for a second because I'm at work too, y'all.